There we go. Okay, let's go over our mise en place. Our mise en place is everything we're going to need, our ingredients and our equipment to make our recipe. There's nothing worse than getting halfway through a recipe and realizing you're missing something. Up here is our cooking cam, so you can see what I'm doing with my hands and not just be looking at my face, so you can follow along there too. But we're going to need a baking pan. I've got a 9 by 13 baking pan because we are making a lot of enchiladas. We're making a whole family's worth of enchiladas. We're going to need a mixing bowl to stir together our ingredients. We might need a couple of cup measures. I've got a 1 cup measure and a 1/3 cup measure here. I have some enchilada sauce in a can, so that means I'm going to need a can opener. I also have some salsa verde because I like the combination. I like enchilada sauce, but I also like salsa verde on mine. You use what you like on yours. We have cheese, because yeah, me, cheese. And I have my cooked meat, but I also have beans. I'm going to do a mix. I'm going to do 1 cup of cooked meat. This is chicken that I've chopped up, and about a 1/2 cup of some pre-cooked beans that I have. Now, you also probably want a cutting board or some space where you're going to roll out your tortillas. I'm using flour tortillas, but you can use corn. Corn tortillas are a little more delicate to roll, and they tend to tear. It's not a big deal because we're going to bake it anyway, and it's all going to cook together. But you want some taco-sized tortillas. If they're big and burrito-sized, it's probably not a big deal either. We'll make it work. We just need some tortillas. All right. And now I want you to think about some spices and seasonings you might want to add. This wasn't on the list, so just see what you have around the kitchen. I've got some onion powder and garlic powder. I'm going to use that to season up my cooked chicken. A couple other spices that I might add are some chili powder and oregano. And a couple of other spices that I might add are cumin and smoked paprika. You don't have to have them all. You just use what you have, and we're going to add a little bit along the way to make sure that the filling inside of our enchiladas is extra delicious. So I will type those spices over here in our chat room if you need some time to look for them. Again, it was onion powder, garlic powder, oregano, chili powder, cumin, and smoked paprika.
Look what I found.
Well, that's interesting. What is it?
I don't know.
Me neither. Smoked paprika. Okay. If you have all of them, great. If you have none of them, great. If you have some of them, great. All right. So that's what we're going to use in addition to season up our protein. So you might want to grab like a teaspoon so that you can measure those things in there. Cool. If you have everything and you're ready to prepare your enchiladas, give me a thumbs up right here on the screen, and I know we're ready to move forward.
Mama, you said teaspoon, but this is a measuring spoon.
It is a measuring spoon, yep. Thumbs up, we ready to roll?
Thumbs up, we're ready to roll.
I see you're gonna help me cook this one? Yeah? Okay, great. So I have an assistant. Kali is gonna help me cook today. All right, let's start. Can we pause for a second? Sure. Let me know when you're ready. Corinne, you ready? Okay, we're going to get our filling started. So whatever cooked meat you have, if it's going to be chopped chicken like what I have here, if it's ground beef, if it's ground turkey, just make sure your meat is cooked, and it is going to go into your mixing bowl. If you're using beans, your beans should also be cooked. They could come out of a can, or they could have been cooked in advance. they're also going to go into your mixing bowl. These are some pinto beans that I cooked off the other day. And instead of reheating them for leftovers, I'm going to do a leftover makeover. You need about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of protein for your filling. So I'll type that in the chat. We need between 1.5 to 2 cups of protein. And by protein, I mean any kind of meat or any kind of bean, or even if you're doing tofu crumbles, soy crumbles, something like that. That's going to go in here along with 1 cup of your shredded cheese. So for the question, how much chicken? It's between 1.5 cups to 2 cups of chopped up chicken. And then 1 cup of cheese. Now, what kind of cheese you use depends on what you have. It'd be nice to have some cojita cheese to put in here, but I don't have any. What I do have is a combination of shredded cheddar and Monterey Jack right here. Oh, I realized I didn't post to everybody. Let me post it again. 1.5 to 2 cups meter beans plus 1 cup of shredded cheese. Now you're going to want to open up your enchilada sauce. If it's in a jar or a can, because we're going to pour 1/2 cup of enchilada sauce into our filling mixture. So 1/2 cup. Oh, I just spilled my enchilada sauce. 1/2 cup of enchilada sauce into the mixture. Catch that spill before it gets bad. All right. Give me just a second. I just spilled my enchilada sauce. There we go. Okay. So that's 1/3, and that's about 1/2. Okay. So you should have your sauce and your meat and your cheese in your mixing bowl and stir that together, and that is going to be your filling. All right, you got that? When you get that all stirred up, give me a thumbs up. 1/2 cup of sauce. There we go. So let's review. In our bowl right now, we have about 1.5 to 2 cups of meat, 1 cup of cheese, and 1/2 cup of sauce. That's it. 3 ingredients. All right, we good? Got our 3 ingredients stirred in our bowl. Set your bowl aside for just a second because we're going to pour 1/2 cup. Yes, it is easy, Jules. We're going to pour 1/2 cup of enchilada sauce into our pan, our baking dish, so that it covers the bottom of the baking dish, just like that. It shouldn't be really thick, but it should be enough sauce to cover the entire bottom of your dish. Well, good. I'm glad it's fun, Jules. Now, remember that teaspoon that we grabbed? We're going to use that to season up our mixture a little bit more. So if you had onion powder, add a teaspoon of onion powder to your filling. Okay? That's 1 teaspoon of onion powder going in the filling because we are kicking it up a notch. We are adding flavor with all these dried spices. After the onion powder, next up is the garlic powder. You could use taco seasoning, but the only thing about taco seasoning is we can't control the salt. So that's why I'm using all these different spices. But yes, if you have taco seasoning, you could probably just scoop a tablespoon of taco seasoning in and be done with it. I'm going to add half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And if you don't have any of these spices, it's okay. So far we have 1 teaspoon onion powder and a half teaspoon of garlic powder. That's what's going in our filling right now. To that, we're also going to add a half teaspoon of smoked paprika. Smells like bacon. Smoked paprika is really good. If you don't have smoked paprika, sure, you could use regular paprika, but smoked paprika has a nice smoky flavor. So a half teaspoon, and I'm just estimating. I'm using my 1 teaspoon and just estimating what a half teaspoon is going to be. Doesn't have to be exact. All right, next up is the cumin. Grab the cumin. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of cumin. All right, I'm going to post what we have so far. There we go.
Bye.
1 teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of smoked paprika, and 1 teaspoon of cumin. All right, still got some more spices to go. If you have chili powder, if you have chili powder, ooh, gotta get it open.
Come here, Mama.
You want to add a half teaspoon.
Mama.
Hang on, Kelly. A half teaspoon of chili powder. Whoops. Well, I just added a teaspoon. Might be a little spicy. And a teaspoon of oregano. And that's going to be it. I know that seems like a lot of spices, but trust me, that is all on the road to Flavor Town. All right, let me get this oregano in here. So now our mixture is really savory. And by savory, I mean it has a lot of flavor. It's not going to be dull. I don't care what you put in here.
I want some good.
This is going to be delicious. Bring me the box. I'll open it for you. So again, if you joined us late, in this bowl we have
Open.
Okay. In this bowl we have our cooked meat or beans, about 1.5 cups to 2 cups. We have a cup of cheese and half a cup of enchilada sauce. Over here in our pan, we've poured just enough enchilada sauce to cover the bottom of the pan. Our next job is to roll these enchiladas. So make sure you've got some room. Make sure you've got your bowl. Make sure you have your spoon and go grab those tortillas. If you joined us a little late, please turn on your oven to 350 degrees. Your oven should be preheating at 350 degrees. If you're ready to roll some enchiladas, give me the thumbs up. Yes. Got your tortillas? Ready to rock and roll? Let's do this. Okay. The trick here, guys, is to not overstuff your tortilla. The inclination is to want to put a whole lot of stuff in here, but then when you roll it up and try to put it in the pan, it all falls out, okay? So you just want to take your filling and run it right down the middle. See how it's staying right in the middle? I didn't put it all the way over here to the end. I didn't put it all the way over here to the end. It's running right down the middle, and then you fold over one side, you fold over the other side. So you've got like a little taco happening, right? Then you flip the whole thing upside down so that the seam is at the bottom of the pan.
Let me get one. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'll do that again. Up here on the cooking cam if you need to. I take a spoonful of filling, run it right down the middle of my tortilla, just like that. I fold over one side, I fold over the other side, and I flip the whole thing upside down into the pan. You want to pack this pan as tightly as possible until you have used up all of your filling. Okay? So I'll do it again. I'll take the filling, run it right down the middle of the tortilla. Try not to overstuff it. Roll over one side, fold over the other side, and flip the whole thing upside down and put it in the pan. And just keep going. We're gonna fill this pan with enchilada goodness. And then we are going to top it with even more cheese because cheese is delicious and I love it. Everybody rolling, you going? It's going well? Working on our enchiladas? Okay, I see some good activity going. Just keep rolling. There we go. Now with these flour tortillas, they're a lot more flexible for rolling. You might get some tearing with the corn tortillas, but it's okay. We're just gonna glue it all together with melted cheese anyway. What we're essentially making is a giant taco casserole. Squeeze them in, and if you'll notice up here, you see how I've got all my enchiladas going in one direction? Well, now I'm gonna take them up the side in the other direction because we're gonna fill this whole pan. I can squeeze probably 2 in next to each other in that gap. Just keep rolling till you run out of filling. Yep, I'm gonna squeeze that one in, and I can squeeze one more in there. There we go. It's okay if you get some tearing. All right, let me see how you guys are doing. All right, if you joined us late, we're making our easy enchiladas today. You want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And you want to make your enchilada filling. Our enchilada filling is about 1.5 to 2 cups of cooked, chopped meat, plus 1 cup of shredded cheese, plus 1/2 cup of enchilada sauce. And then we added these herbs and spices that I'm posting to help season up our filling. And what everybody's doing right now is they're stuffing their tortillas and rolling them and placing them in the pan which was coated with enchilada sauce at the bottom. You guys are doing a great job. We're going to pause here until everyone finishes rolling their enchiladas. Once you get them all rolled out, just give me a thumbs up. Cool. We'll hang out here till everyone gets caught up so that we're kind of moving at the same time. You guys are enchilada rolling machines. Look at you go. And as you can see, all my enchiladas aren't necessarily going in the same direction. I just had to get them all in there so that the pan was absolutely full. And I used up all the filling. Once you finish rolling, give me a thumbs up. Ultimately, Jules, they're going to go in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes, but we need to finish topping these off with more deliciousness. So looks like James is finished rolling. Good job. Louis and Iris are still rolling, but they're almost done. That's good. Looking good, Riley. What else is in there? Oh, you use different color tortillas. Gotcha. That's cool.
Yeah. Those are
Lauren's got her pan ready. Hey, Lauren, good to see you again. Okay, we're almost there. Jordan, did you get yours all rolled up? Cool. Looks good, James. Looks good. Perfect, Corinne. That's exactly what you want. A pan full of enchiladas. All right, Louis, you caught up? All right. Okay. Oh, that looks good, Paris. Our next step is to pour a little enchilada sauce over the top. So like another half cup. Or if you're like me and you like the salsa verde, this is where your half a cup of salsa verde comes into play. You're going to pour it right over the top of your enchiladas, spreading it all the way around. It shouldn't be super saucy. Like you don't want it like soggy. This isn't pasta, but you do want enough sauce to cover everything for the most part. It's okay if some of the tortilla edges don't get sauce. That just means they're going to crisp up on us. So we'll have a mix of textures. Some of it will be saucy, some of it will be crispy. But you want a nice kind of light, thin layer. And then you're going to hit it with cheese. How much cheese? Well, that just depends on how much you like cheese. A sensible amount of cheese would be somewhere between a half a cup and a cup. I use salsa verde, but you can use more enchilada sauce or salsa rojo, which would be red salsa, on top. You have a bunch of choices that you could use. But if you still have some enchilada sauce in your can, you want to use the rest of it up here. But if you want to use a different kind of sauce, you can. So I'm going with about 1.5 cups of cheese just because I'm ridiculous like that. But somewhere between a cup, a 1/2 cup and a cup of cheese would be good. And now, moment of truth. We are ready to go in the oven. And that's why I like us all to get kind of caught up here about the same point so we can go into the oven at about the same time. Your oven should be good and hot at 350 degrees. So some of our younger friends are going to need an adult to help with managing that oven. You're just going to put on the center rack in your oven and then set the timer for 20 minutes. Oh, and I like the way you cheese. That's a good amount of cheese. Mom just dumped the bag on there. She's like, cheese it, son, cheese it. Great. There goes James. He's emptying out the bag too. Hey, if you're going to make a cheese commitment, make a cheese commitment. You know what I'm saying? Look at Paris. She's going for it. I'm not mad. Who could be mad at that? That's going to be delicious. All right, guys. This looks delicious already. But now it's going in the oven where it's going to get all bubbly and gorgeous. Who's ready to go in the oven? Give me thumbs up. Marshall's ready. Owen's already going to the oven. All right. We have 2 Owens. Okay. All right, let's get it in the oven. Lewis is ready to rock and roll. Let's do it. Woo, hot in there. Do be careful. Set your timer for 25 minutes. No, okay, Savannah. All right, so I'm adjusting the recipe here. 1 cup, and we did about 1/2 to 1 cup of cheese. Okay, all are the enchiladas in the oven. Okay, those of you who have cooked with me know what's happening next. It's time to clean up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So let's get all these cups, these measuring cups, bowls, spoons, all that over to the sink. We can give it a wash. Remember all those herbs and spices we were using? Let's put them back. Let's put them up because we are finished with those. Please make sure the tops are on all the herbs and spices before they go back because that could be a bad spill. And you want to keep your herbs and spices fresh so they can have maximum flavor. We want to put all that up. If you have cheese left, and some of you do not, because I saw you dumping it onto your enchiladas. If you have cheese left, let's put that up. And if you have tortillas left, you want to make sure you wrap those up so that they don't get stale. Okay? Once you have that stuff put up, go ahead and get a nice soapy rag so you can wash up your work area where we probably have cheese and stuff kind of scattered around, and little splatters of sauce. Let's wipe it down. Want to keep your kitchen nice and clean while you're working because it's less work for you at the end. Clean as you go so that when it's time to eat, you don't have to worry about cleaning. And your parents will love it because you didn't leave a messy kitchen. And they're much more likely to let you cook again in the future if you don't make a mess or you don't leave a mess. Because it's one thing to make a mess, it's another thing to leave a mess. All right.
How long does this cook for again?
25 minutes.
25? Thank you.
And if you got really carried away today with all that cheese, you might need to sweep the floor. Good job, Savannah. Good job, Paris.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, once we get all cleaned up, we just have some time to wait on our enchiladas to get good and bubbly. What you want to think about, though, is where they're going to go when they come out of the oven so that you're putting them someplace safe. When we pull things out of the oven, we don't want to just drop it on the countertops because that can damage your counters. So either you can put them on your stove top or you can put them on a trivet or a hot pad. But go ahead and have that place ready where you're going to pull your hot pans out. All right. Cool. Yep, you want to have some oven mitts. Iris has some cool ones. They look like castanets. You want to have some oven mitts or dry kitchen towels, not the ones we just used to clean up with, because if you reach in the oven with a damp towel, that's a steam burn. That's not a good thing. You want dry oven mitts and dry towels. All right, so we're not just going to serve enchiladas on a plate because we're chefs. We're going to make our enchiladas gorgeous, and so we're going to think about some sides that can go with our enchiladas, ways we can garnish them. You can garnish them with maybe some green onions or some cilantro. How about some salsa or sour cream? Another thing that could be good is a little hot sauce to kick it up a notch. Or even if you have some dried oregano or dried parsley to sprinkle on top at the end to give it little flecks of green color. Let's start thinking about the ways we're going to serve this up so that it's nice and pretty. So I think I have some salsa and some sour cream, so I'm going to go get those. I have red and green salsa, so I'll have those available for my enchilada bar. I have to find the sour cream. I'm not sure where I put it. Another suggestion was that you crunch up some crunchy tortillas and sprinkle them on top. Oh yeah, Savannah's got the hot sauce. So if you want to try the crunchy tortillas, if you have some tortilla chips, or even if you have some Fritos, you can crunch those up and they can go on top.
I have green onions. Should I chop those up?
So I have some tortilla chips. I'm going to do that. That's kind of a fun thing because the enchiladas are a soft texture and the crunchy tortilla chips are nice and crunchy, so you get two different textures going on. Let's see what else we have. I have some fresh cilantro. I have some green onions. Yeah, you could do some chopped onions to sprinkle on top. That would be great, actually. So if you do have some produce and some herbs, you might want to get those ready. With the cilantro, I'm just going to pick the leaves off the stems and have them in a little bowl on the side so people can decorate and garnish their own. Everybody doesn't like cilantro, so I like to have some choices. I think it's good on this though. So have our cilantro ready. And I'm going to cut up this green onion too. Oh, peppers would be great. You could do a combination actually of peppers and onions. I have some marinated onions that would be really delicious. I sliced some red onions and they're marinating in red wine vinegar with a little salt and pepper. And they kind of pickle in there and they become pickled onions. And I like to put them on just about everything. I keep a bowl of them in the refrigerator at all times. And that would be really good on these enchiladas too. So yeah, if you have some peppers, let's get those cut up. And this is just kind of a real good way that home cooks use everything that they have. You know, you just look around the house, you see what you have, and you make it work. It's called being resourceful. We're using our resources to the best of their ability, and we can make a really nice meal like that. If you think back to the beginning when I said those beans that I put in my enchiladas, those were leftovers. So this is me being really resourceful and reinventing my leftovers in a way that's still going to be delicious and nutritious, but it also saves money because we're not wasting food. All right, you see me cutting up my green onions? I'm going to use those. Nice. Anybody have some guacamole or guac sauce? Or avocados? Even if you did some nice avocados, that would be good. Oh, that's a great idea. Iris is going to do a side salad. Even more vegetables. I love it. Side salad is a brilliant idea. Or even if you didn't want to do a whole salad, if you wanted to chop up some lettuce like you would for a crunchy taco, you could even garnish with that. If anybody likes it spicy, some jalapenos could go in here. Any of your favorite taco toppings. Get my crunched up tortilla chips ready. Basically what we have here is our own enchilada bar. Ooh, Jordan's gonna make Mexican cauliflower rice. Ooh, that sounds great, Jordan. That's a wonderful way to get more veggies in here. You're gonna have to send me a picture of that, Jordan. Oh, I see some grated cheese going down. It's about to get cheesy. Lewis has picked up the cheese gauntlet and he is leveling up the cheese factor. Okay. So it looks like I got about 12 more minutes on these enchiladas. Got my enchilada bar going. Owen broke out the avocado. He's getting decadent.
I have 7 minutes left on mine. So I have 7 minutes left too.
7 minutes left? That's great. So when they come out of the oven, they're going to be hot and bubbly. You're going to want them to sit for just a few minutes. Because you ever take a slice of pizza that's like right out of the oven and then when you pick it up, all the cheese falls off? Yeah, that's like heart crushingly disappointing. And that's what happens with your enchiladas if you just pull them right out the pan. The cheese will slide off and you will have sad face enchiladas. So you have to sit there and let them kind of sit and cool for about 5 minutes before you cut them out of the pan. And so you will need a knife, most likely, and you will need a spatula. And I mean like the pancake kind of spatula, like this. You will need a spatula to get them out of the pan. A knife to kind of cut, and a spatula to scoop. If any of your condiments need spoons, like I've got salsa here or sour cream, unless you have the squeezy kind, you might want to get some spoons so you can get your condiments together. And I'm assuming y'all are about to eat because it smells amazing and I'm about to eat. I was like, oh, I'll make this for dinner. No, we about to eat this right now. If you've got a little lime juice or lemon juice and you squeeze that over your avocado, that's going to keep it from browning. Nice. Those are crunched up tortilla chips. Good. That looks good, Iris. And we made a big old potted pan of these things, so if you don't all eat it today, you can reheat it for lunch tomorrow. Although I probably will eat mine for breakfast. I'm not even gonna lie. If you take these enchiladas and you put a fried egg on them, honey, they are delicious. There you go, a little bit of lime juice on that avocado. Good move, James. That'll keep it nice and green. Ooh, that smells good. We are just about there.
Hit the gas, hit the gas, hit the gas.
I had to go get my towels so I could get this thing out of the oven. Okay, how many minutes do you guys have?
9.
9.
9.
5.
Okay, so it looks like some of us set our timer for 20 minutes and some of us set our timer for 25 minutes.
I have 4 minutes left.
Okay. Just what you're looking for is all melty, golden brown goodness. If you've got that cheesy, melty thing going on, you'll be good in 4 minutes. Yes, you could do some chopped up lettuce and peppers and onions and kind of have it like tacos garnishes almost. Is that what you're thinking? Yeah, that'll work. Oh, we forgot the most important thing. You're gonna need some plates. Got my plate ready. Yes, this is getting exciting. Got all our sides and fixings ready.
I have cucumbers.
Cucumbers, all right. That'd be a nice, cool offset for the spicy enchiladas. All right. So I'm gonna pull mine out a little early just to show you how to cut into them because I don't want us to run out of time. And they are bubbly. You can see the sauce at the bottom when you pull them out. It'll be bubbly. You'll hear it bubbling away. And what you're gonna wanna do is, like I said, let them cool for about 5 minutes and then cut into them. Like I will cut this one right here in half, and then I'll cut in between the enchiladas here, and then use my spatula to scoop that whole square out. But I don't want to cut it yet because, well, I can cut it yet, but I'm not going to scoop it yet because I don't want to lose my cheese. So I just cut right down the middle here, and then I come in between these two enchiladas, and then I'll scoop this whole part out. I'll use my knife to loosen it around the edges in case the cheese has gotten good and crusty. And that'll just make it easier for me to get it out with my spatula, okay? And then you just go ahead with all your garnishes as you had planned. Voila. That on your plate with all the cheese. And center it a little bit. There we go. And then I can put my crunchy tortilla chips on there and drizzle them around the plate, kind of fancy like that. Sprinkle my green onions on there for color, like that. Hit it with my favorite salsa verde, just drizzled right over the top. And a little bit of the red salsa too, which I'm actually gonna drizzle around on the plate for color. See how we got the contrasting colors there? Just a bit, right? And then garnish this whole thing with some fresh chopped cilantro leaves right over the top. Nice and pretty, just like that. And I'll find my sour cream at some point and add that to it too. So there's my fancy looking enchiladas, all garnished with the red and the green salsas and stuff to make it nice and pretty. All right, you guys should be pretty close to pulling those enchiladas out and enjoying them. You all did a really good job. Ooh, those look great. Yes, give yourselves a round of applause. Nice work today, guys. You got your little sidebar with the guacamole and the salsa. Ooh, this is about to be delicious. So make sure when you're holding onto the pan, you're using an oven mitt or nice dry towels. Looks good, Lewis. Looks good, Savannah. Yeah, hold on to that pan because it's a hot one. Cut them down the middle and then go right in between those enchiladas so you can scoop them out. Yay, Iris. That looks like cheesy heaven. Good job. Paris is getting ready to pull hers out. How we doing, Corinne? Yes. So, oh, those look good. Good job, Owen. So as you guys make your plate nice and fancy, take a picture of it for me and email it to me, okay? Oh, thank you, Miss Brown. That's very nice. Thank you. You guys take these awesome pictures and then email them to me so I can see what your finished product looks like. And then if it's okay, I can share them on social media so everybody can see what you guys did today and I can brag. Like, this is what my kids did in my class today. They did a good job. Hey.
This is mine. Ta-da.
Nice. Look at that.
Wait,
Savannah's got her
aside.
plate together. That's beautiful. Is that some rice and beans going with that, Louis? Looks good. Yeah. You're about to grub over there. That looks fantastic. Woo, James, that looks really good. James has his out of the oven. It's like enchilada party going on up in here. Savannah, are you actually going to put hot sauce on those things? Maybe?
Maybe, maybe
Nope.
not.
Hit it
I'm
up a
not.
notch. Hit it with some hot sauce.
If I'm gonna burn down my mouth, probably.
Probably, but then, you know, that's what sour cream is for. Helps you to cool it back off. All right, everybody, it is the end of our time together. Your enchiladas look amazing. Y'all did a great job. I love seeing how you're garnishing it, putting it all together to make it beautiful, nice and fancy. And I know your parents are glad you made dinner and you cleaned up the kitchen. What?
This was so fun. I'm definitely gonna be here next time.
Good, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Y'all did an awesome job. And I will hopefully see you in a class in the near future, okay? All right, don't forget to send me your pictures.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Ooh, Paris, that looks good.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Bye.
Arden, that looks gorgeous. Is that your cauliflower fried rice?
I love Mexico.
Mexican rice? That looks great.
See you next time. Bye.
All right, bye, Savannah. You're welcome. Bye, Owen. Bye, Iris. Yeah, if we have some.
We did.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Enjoy your enchiladas. Bye, Cindy. Bye, Cindy.
On the table. Mama,
Oh,
look.
you need a cup.
It's heavy.
It is heavy. You need a Kali cup.
Kalika. Kalika.
There you go. Here.